Tokyo is known for its neon-lit buildings. But it's this icon in Shibuya that's the ultimate symbol of the city. This traffic intersection in Shibuya might well be the busiest pedestrian crossing in the world. Every 2 minutes, the lights change, and some 2,500 people take to the streets in a frantic scramble to get to the other side. That's close to 1 million people pounding the pavement on any given day. Now, just 5 minutes away from the craziness of Shibuya, you get a little less frenetic pace out here in a creative, upcoming, trendy neighborhood of Daikanyama. It's home to upmarket boutiques, chic little cafes, and Japanese ladies who lunch. But the epicenter of Daikanyama, a bookshop? Well, yes. And to play tour guide for us to take us through the neighborhood today, we have Lux City Guide's Tokyo editor, Danielle, with us. Hey, Danielle, why don't you take me through the neighborhood?
Absolutely. So this is a good place to start. It's Daikanyama's tea site, and it opened a few years ago. It was designed by Daikan architects, and it's a complex of 3 buildings with loads of beautiful books, magazines, cafes, and it's become a real landmark in the area.
For a country at the forefront of technology, this is a big bet on the power of print. And it's paying off. While bookstores in Western countries are going the way of the dinosaur, Tsutaya has more than 1,400 stores in Japan. But it's not just about the books. Daikanyama's tea site has won major awards for its design, from its exterior of discreet teas to its interior design, complete with a bar made from second-hand books. They've created a commercial space that the whole community can use and enjoy.
If you walk past here at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's packed. And I think there's this whole notion of third space, where, you know, it's an extension of your home. And I think that's one of the things in Asia where everybody has small homes, and that is what this is beginning to act as. It's an extension of their living room, in fact. So that's why I think it's been a big success too.
And just down the hill is Nakameguro, a little enclave along the Meguro River, and now one of Tokyo's most popular residential neighborhoods. It's like London's Shoreditch or Brooklyn in New York.
So we're now in Nakameguro, which is the edgy little sister to Daikanyama, and it's full of design stores and little boutiques, and there's one particular place I wanted to introduce to you that's called 1LDK.
What does that stand for, 1LDK?
It's actually a phrase that's used for apartment sizes when you're looking for an apartment in Japan, so it means 1 living room, dining room, kitchen. So the whole concept is that it's someone's home. It's like stepping into an apartment, and you can see there's no shop sign on the outside. So should we step inside?
Yeah. Let's check it out. 1LDK. Japanese designers have made a name for themselves in the world of fashion. But here at 1LDK, the focus is on younger, up-and-coming Japanese designers. From clothes to shoes to hats. It's the perfect place to find that one special piece that you just can't find overseas. I feel like, you know, we have very famous designers that come from Japan, like
it's interesting.
Yamamoto,
exactly. Yeah. So there's Comme des Garçons and
Issey-Miyake.
Yeah. So there's this trio of very famous, iconic Japanese designers who are amazing, and they're still producing wonderful work. But then there's a whole kind of new, younger generation of designers who perhaps don't have the same international platform and are less well known outside Japan, but they're doing amazing work. So shopping should always be high on the agenda for anyone in Tokyo, basically.
I think it is.
So we've just come from 1LDK, where obviously they have some great Japanese designers, but this is one shop that I wanted to show you. It's a British designer who is doing really well in Japan. Interestingly, probably better here than in his native England or anywhere else. It's the Army Gym by Nigel Caborn.
Okay, well, let's check it out.
Okay.
Nigel K-Born's Army Japan has been a great success in the country. The first store opened here in Nakameguro back in 2009. 5 others soon followed. But London only got its own army gym just last month, the first outside of Japan. The brand is inspired by traditional British military uniforms and also iconic British fabrics. And with it still being made in England, it holds a huge cachet with Tokyoites. But a Japanese brand that is finding a huge popularity overseas is a small, independent bicycle company, which has barely been around for a decade, Tokyo Bike. All right, so I love Tokyo Bike because to me, I mean, this is authentic Japanese urban design, right? And you know,
Absolutely.
Tokyo, I've seen so many bikes on the roads here in Tokyo, so you know the Japanese love riding their bikes.
Absolutely. Tokyo is a great city to cycle in, actually. And interestingly, you can cycle on the pavement. Theoretically, I don't think you're meant to, but everyone does.
It feels kind of dangerous, right? Because when you're walking down the roads and this bike zips by.
You kind of get used to it. It has its own order to it. You know, everyone cycles on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. And it goes without saying that there are going to be some great bicycle designers in Japan. And Tokyo Bike is probably one of the kind of most popular ones at the moment. It's quite a cult company.
And Tokyo Bike, I mean, this is a great example of a Japanese brand that has gone international.
Absolutely. It's becoming very popular in a number of different cities around the world. It's probably appealing to people who like Japanese design, urban life. It's a very Japanese product, I think, in terms of its design qualities.
Daniela, thank you so much for showing us around the neighborhood of Daikanyama and Nakameguro and showing us the cool, edgy part of Tokyo.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you.
You too.
So we've seen some nice little neighborhoods here in Tokyo, but if you really want to escape the hustle and bustle of the big city, just an hour away, it'll take me a bit longer by bike, but you can hit the beach and we're going to check out the city of Hayama. Gone is a glaring neon and a sea of humanity. Instead, it's sandy beaches and languorous waves. Now, if you want to escape the madness of Tokyo, just about an hour away is the seaside town of Hayama, the Hamptons of Tokyo, where you get your sea, your surf, your sailing, and your sushi. It's so peaceful here that even Emperor Akihito himself keeps a residence. He can even sometimes be seen strolling along the beach, with bodyguards, of course. But if that invite to come stay at Akihito's gets lost in the mail, there's really only one option. So if you're gonna visit this cute beachside town of Hayama, this is the only place to stay. We're at Scapes the Suite, which has a modern contemporary twist, some Japanese culture, and the bonus is you get to stay right on the beach. Just 4 rooms, that's right, 4 of them. This hotel feels more like your holiday home than anything else. There's even the indoor and the outdoor jacuzzi overlooking the beach, of course. And Scapes is so popular as a place to get married, it even has its own rooftop chapel. But of course, the real reason to come is the beach. Some Tokyoites make that commute each and every day, but most of these are second homes. Japanese culture is tied to the ocean. Seaside cafes, windsurfing, anything that brings you close to the water, even driving along the coast. But if you want to see the sea with the wind in your hair, then best you follow my example. Thanks for joining us on this edition of First Class. We had a great time in Japan and we hope you did as well. We'll see you next time.